after a drawn-out divorce, and professionally after a successful and satisfying 25-year career ended somewhat abruptly. I had to reinvent myself, and with 2 small children, I didn't have the luxury of taking my time to do it. I needed inspiration, a role model. I sat through Kristen Chenoweth's one-woman show and listened as she told the audience how, growing up in Arkansas as an aspiring singer and actress, she had very few role models other than Dolly Parton. As a kid, she wanted to be Dolly when she grew up. As Chenoweth burst into a spirited and stirring version of Little Sparrow, I burst into tears. Dolly's lyrics transported me back to that state fair and my spunky, free-spirited young self, determined to see my idol. While it was her incredible energy that drew me in as a girl, it was her poignant lyrics and the emotion and life experience behind them that moved me as an adult. The lyrics are simple, but the nuances of pain and strength conveyed in them connected with me deeply. I was not that little sparrow, so easily broken. I would bounce back. After that night, Dolly's songs seemed to be playing wherever I went. I would be out and hear Jolene on a jukebox, or being covered by a favorite band. As one who believes in the magic of coincidences, this was becoming difficult to ignore. Yes, I know this sounds crazy, but Dolly even came to me in a dream and told me to buck up and get on with my life, and this time, have the courage to do things the way I wanted to do them, not the way anyone else thought I should. She reminded me I was still that independent-minded girl I had once been. You could say I became a little obsessed. I started reading everything I could about her, listening to her music, watching her old TV interviews. Go watch the 1977 Barbara Walters interview on YouTube. She is fierce. The more I read, heard, and saw, the more fascinated I became. I was inspired. Not only is there so much more to her than meets the eye, but she is also a role model for the ages, and for all ages. I went to Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg, where I had vacationed growing up. I don't know if it was going back to a place I knew as a child, or having such good, clean family fun with my kids after a rough couple of years, or talking with the friendly, chatty locals, or being turned upside down 3 times in a row at 70 miles an hour on the Tennessee Tornado roller coaster at Dollywood. Whatever it was, it restored me in some fundamental way. I realized that if I could learn from and find such inspiration from her, then anyone who was in my shoes could too. She speaks openly of the hard times of her childhood. She relentlessly pursued her dreams and didn't let anyone drag her down. She created success on her own terms, as a woman in a male-dominated, are there any that aren't, industry. She has a sense of humor and can be silly and childlike. She has good people in her life. She brings positive energy to all that she does. She has a deep spirituality and gives back. She does it all looking fabulous with a big old smile on her face. I will never be as accomplished or exceptional as Dolly, but she has many qualities I can certainly aspire to emulate. She gave me hope and reminded me what I was made of at a time when I needed it most, through both her songs and her example. None of us get out of this life unscathed. We only get one time around, so we need to make the most of it. There's no better example on how to do this than Ms. Dolly Parton. As a result, I find it helpful when faced with a dilemma to ask the question, what would Dolly do? And it makes me stand a little taller. I'm not the only one asking that question. The University of Tennessee in Knoxville is now offering a class called Dolly's America, From Sevierville to the World, using the life and legacy of Dolly Parton to teach students about the history and culture of Appalachia. It's an honors course that Associate Professor Lynn Sacco says she came up with after hearing Dolly's U of T commencement speech in 2009. Dr. Sacco told the New York Times that it was a really nerdy class, a nerdy honors history course about Dolly Parton. The head of the history department said that she raises so many